The Battle of Horten Harbour was an engagement early on in Operation Weserübung when the Germans launched an amphibious assault on Karljohansvern, the Norwegian naval base at Horten. After being initially repulsed by Norwegian naval units, German troops headed overland to outflank the base, forcing it to capitulate. Background: Karljohansvern, 25 miles up the Oslo fjord, had been Norway's main naval base since 1819. On the morning of the 9th of April, 2 operational ships were in the harbour, the minelayer Olaf-Tryggvason and the minesweeper Raumer. Approximately 40% of the crews were on shore leave at the time. Also present were the dilapidated coastal defence ships Tordenskjold and Harald-Harfagr, as well as the incomplete torpedo boat Balder, which took no part in the fighting. The commanding officer at the base was Admiral Smith Johansen. Shortly after midnight, Admiral Johansen informed the captain of the Tryggvason, T. Briside, that there had been a battle at the mouth of the Oslo fjord, and it was likely that the enemy ships had breached the outer fortifications. Briside was given orders to open fire on any hostile ships. The admiral shared his intentions to send the Raumer and the Otter out to sweep the fjord. Briside dispatched one of his ship's motorboats to Langrun, where it told the merchant ships at anchor to extinguish the lights. The German forces allotted to attack Horten were from Kampfgruppe 5. This consisted of the torpedo boats Albatross and Condor under the command of Siegfried Strelo and H. Wilk respectively. They were accompanied by the motor minesweepers R-17 and R-21, heavily laden with troops from the light cruiser Emden. Admiral Oskar Kametz ordered the ships at 3:30 to detach from the main force and secure Horten. Battle. The detached force arrived at the mouth of the harbour at 5:35. The R-boats proceeded to make the landings while the torpedo boats held back. Olaf-Tryggvason, which had been guarding the entrance since 3:15, initially let the vessels pass. The ship soon realized its error and opened fire. The minesweeper R-17 was struck just as it pulled alongside the quay, sinking in the shallow water. The ship's depth charges detonated at 6:15, causing further casualties. Raumer returned and began dueling with R-21. Raumer was damaged and its gun crew was wounded, so the ship retreated to the naval base for medical assistance. 2 sailors were killed. R-21, also damaged, disengaged. At 7:30, Albatross tried to directly intervene by heading into the harbour. The boat's course was constricted by the narrow channel it was using, and soon began taking fire from Olaf-Tryggvason. The Albatross responded with its forward battery, but it jammed after 8 rounds and the damaged ship was forced to retreat. At 8 o'clock, Emden moved over to support their Germans at Horten, sending troops ashore to attack over the land. Outflanked, Admiral Smith Johansen surrendered the base 35 minutes later. Aftermath. With Karljohansvern now subdued, the Germans could focus on taking the forts at the mouth of the Oslo fjord. Albatross transferred its soldiers to R-21 so it could provide gunfire support for an assault on Boliden. That afternoon the ship attacked but was driven off by 10 rounds from the fort's 5.9-inch guns. While maneuvering in the fog to avoid being hit, the ship ran aground, becoming a total loss. All the ships captured at Horten were brought into service by the Kriegsmarine. Olaf-Tryggvason became Brummer. After a training ship that was lost in the campaign, Raumer became Cameron. Tordenskjold and Harald-Harfagr were transformed into AA batteries. Balden was completed by the Germans. All ships were returned to Norway after the war.